Hello, my name is Maruška Markovčič. I'm from the municipality of Lubiana, where I work as a senior advisor for rural development. And in 2015, we prepared the BPath net, the BPath that became Europeanly recognized. And now we have the opportunity to spread our good practice to 5 European cities. We started with BPath because we have a long tradition of beekeeping in Slovenia, especially in Ljubljana. We have approximately 300 beekeepers that are working in Ljubljana and have around 4,500 beehives. We have a very strong tradition about beekeeping in Ljubljana. This is our bee path or the bee street, where farmers used to sell their honey till the end of the 19th century, and then they moved to the central market. When we started with our BPath, we decided to combine 2 things. One is to combine different locations around the city, where you can learn more about the heritage connected to the bees. And we connected also all the producers, the beekeepers and other organizations that are interested in preservation of our melliferous honeybee. And now we are a movement of 34 different stakeholders, from universities, cultural institutions, educational institutions, different companies, ungovernmental organizations, and individuals, and of course beekeepers. Ljubljana is a very green city. 46% of its entire area is covered with forest. We have a very well preserved natural environment. There's also air. That is why our bees are very happy in the city, and we have approximately 100 different locations of beehives in the center of Ljubljana. We are going to visit one also shortly, and to see to see how bees are working well and prosper well on the top roof of our bank. Even though Ljubljana already has 35,000 different melliferous trees in the city, especially tilia, every new organization of city center that we make is always planted additionally with melliferous trees. And we are trying to use the autochthonical melliferous plants, and we are working closely with Botanical Garden of Ljubljana. And this is how we are preserving and upgrading also the biodiversity in the city, and helping bees to have very different and very good pasture or also in the city. Our main concern is awareness raising and also biodiversity, as I already mentioned. That is why we are taking care in the city of all pollinators, also wild pollinators. That is why we are building these small bee hotels or wild pollinator hotels, and we are also planting different melliferous plants in its vicinity, so that the wild pollinators will also have the possibility to live through the winter and through the year. We are now in the central park of Ljubljana. It's called Tivoli. When we started our BPath, we realized that we will have to work a lot on awareness raising, also on promotion of bees, That is why we started to regulate the locations where the bees or the bee stands could be put on. So on public area we have these recommendations that say that from one beehive to another there must be at least 400 meters. All beekeepers have to be very good educated. They have to keep their bees ecological way, treat them on the ecological way, and there must not be more than 10 beehives per stand on public areas in the city. As you see behind, there are beehives on special stands. We were working closely with students of faculty for architecture, and then they designed 8 prototypes of beehives and bee houses. Now we are on the garden of our famous architect Jože Plečnik. He planned this bee house that we see in the back, and it was also the model for our students of architecture that prepared different ideas for the beehives and other bee stands. He had a beautiful garden. He had a lot of herbs on his garden. His nephew was a beekeeper, and he built the beehive or the bee house for him. He used very natural materials. He was very innovative with different approaches, and this is one of the heritage stops on the bee path, where we try to present his genius works, also candles, candlesticks, and everything that is connected with bees. This is the entrance to Botanical Garden of Lubiana. This is actually the entering point of bee path. We started here because we wanted to start our story with melliferous plants, where everything actually starts. The Botanical Garden takes good care of autochthonical melliferous plants, and this is also one of the actions that we have within the city. Together with big shopping center BTC, we are developing a story that raises awareness among citizens about the importance of the melliferous plants. Every year we have an action within the city, in the center of the city, where people get information what are melliferous plants, where they can buy them, how they can take care of them, and how they benefit to our bees in the city during the time where there is no food in the nature left for them in the city. Within the vicinity of the school, as you see, within the Botanical Garden, in 2017 we built this educational city bee house where children, adults, and everybody that wants to know about the bees can stand. It's called Step Closer, so you can get as close as it is possible to the glass surface and observe the bees coming in and out from beehives. At the moment we have 4 families living in our city bee house. Professor Janko Božić from biotechnical faculty from Ljubljana is taking care of them with his students, and this bee house is actually a part of our pedagogical programs and projects that we developed for the primary school children and the kindergarten children. Okay, students of architecture designed this bee house from natural materials. They combined it from three parts. One part is where we are standing, so this is the one to observe the beekeeper at work at this point. And the bees going out and in to the beehive. As you see, they are still very busy. And in this year they produced 15 kilos of honey. This is the first year that we have honey here. And as I already mentioned, they are part of also of research that students are doing during their teaching or educational process. This beehive or bee house is very important also in our pedagogical programs. We prepared different programs for primary schools and kindergartens, and you see, soon they will go to rest, because in Slovenia bees actually go out in the beehive in October, and they hibernate till the end of March. We have now 14 locations around the city, dealing with urban beekeeping, with urban areas, with heritage, with natural heritage, cultural heritage, natural heritage. And in the future we are going to mark all the stands or all the points that you can visit with this mark. We are trying to build also a touristical product. And all those points that we visited today are actually a part of the bee path that you can visit with tourist guide in different languages. Okay, now we are on the highest level actually in Lubiana, where we keep urban bees. And with me today is Ane Vitrich from the Hotel Park. We are now on the 13th level of the...
Actually 13th, but we don't say that. It's
yeah,
the
okay.
14th.
The 14th level of the hotel. And Ane, how everything started actually?
So actually 3 years ago we started to think, you know, we want to have a different kind of hotel, different concept, not to be one big hotel with 200 rooms, but to have a story. And in that time Gorazd actually started with urban beekeeping, and we thought it's a great idea to combine our new story that was developing. It was urban and green with the bees, because they are the most important animal in the world actually, and they are the key component to sustainability. And then we decided to go hand in hand with Gorazd and to start this story that started basically with 2 beehives, small ones, and then developed into a green story that involved the whole hotel, the whole building, also our guests and our employees and employers actually. And to, you know, at the end last year or the year before, we also invited 2 more families of bees on our rooftop. So it's a big story that started from just talking from our employees. They gave the idea for urban and green, and it made a lot of sense, not because it's a marketing strategy, because there's a lot of investment, but because it's real, it's true, and we wanted to go through with that. Yeah.
We are here today in the Slovenian Ethnographical Museum. Here is the custodian of this exhibition of bee homes, and Ethnographical Museum Barbara Sosic. And the Slovenian Ethnographical Museum is also a member of Bee Path of Ljubljana. Barbara, this is actually the exhibition of bee homes.
Yes.
You established it this year. How did you start? What was the idea?
About 1 year ago, when we were preparing for exhibitions for this year, we decided to make an exhibition on beekeeping, because we think that beekeeping is really something that we can tell the world about. And this year is a special year for Slovenia and for Slovenian beekeepers.
One of our speciality is this thing. Can Why?
Yeah, apiary.
Apiary. Yeah.
This is a house for beehives. Slovenes are very much attached to our bees. We want them to stay in warm, or in the winter, for winter time warm, and during summer not too hot place. And there is also less humidity inside these beehives. And we are also fond of this technology because now this also has to do with our type of beehives, which is Azure hive, which is present for the last, I don't know, 120 years or here, and it's used by more than 90% of Slovenian beekeepers. It can't stand alone outside, it needs some shelter, and apiary is a very good place for the bees to stay, and very high quality honey is produced in these beehives. It began to be popular also in our countries, not so much as maybe we would like, but in Slovenia, as I said, more than 90% of beekeepers use it, and also it's a very strong.
Spela, you are one of the guides and one of those that prepared also the honey experience.
Yes.
The product that you developed in Slovenian Ethnographical Museum. Just in few words, what is it about?
Honey Experience is one new project, not just for tourists, but all of for our visitors. It's very good, I think, because they can learn and hear about our special ambient, our museum shop. It's not just shop; it's a treasure, a hidden treasure of Jože Plečnik, our famous architect. And also to know more and to close more maybe to our visitors the story behind which is connected with honey. We cooperate, of course, on one side with urban beekeeper Gorazd Trušnovec. He's in this Ljubljana's bee pet. Because we offer our visitors honey, his honey, forest and floral honey. We in this honey experience is included tasting of honey, then honey liqueur. This is warm welcome in our program, the start, and then also one part of the traditional breakfast, bread with honey. Then we tell the story behind this store and the story about beekeeping, and then the last special thing is also the workshop, how to paint the beehive panel, because the special meaning is also the beehive panel.
Okay. Thank you, Spela.
Okay.
So, this is the end of our journey today. Just to summarize everything, we tried to show you how the bee pet is a part of municipality of Ljubljana, how the urban beekeeping is a part of well-being of the citizens, a part of well-being of different companies, how the cultural and natural heritage is incorporated in our story, and in the future we are going to try to transfer this idea of bee pet, of different connections between different actors to 5 cities and in Europe during the project Urbact Bipatnet, and hope to see some of you also in our story. Thank you very much. And now I'm going also to present the face behind the camera. Anna Kopač, and ciao!
Ciao!
A tutti! Ciao!
A tutti!